Hey everyone, welcome back to Koali Zoo. This is episode 17. I can't believe we're already at 17. That's kind of crazy. Today I've got the full crew. We got Lady, Rudi, and Silv.
Whee!
Hello!
And Whoa! Lady, watch out for the camera. I've got a lot to show.
Oh, I thought you meant me.
No, not you. Not you, unless you're in the game. So, no new animals. Really no new, attractions or areas or anything like that, but let's just get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do with you, right?
Exactly. So we walk across this beautiful plaza. Again, I say it every time, but my goodness, this is a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful
I know,
space.
it's crazy, right?
Yeah, I love it. It's still such a gorgeous first impression when you come here. It's really cool.
And we should start to see something new here pretty soon.
Oh.
Oh, you lowered it.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh,
I was waiting that
like
you guys can
that.
finally be excited. I couldn't say too much now.
Oh, you already knew?
Yes, Lady was very upset that I showed Rudi and not everybody else.
You were like, yeah, well, I sent it to Rudi already. And I was like, oh, yeah, so much teamwork, huh?
Well, basically, I was actually just asking Mike if he wants to join the rave, but...
Yes, I caught your little episode there. That was funny. That was good.
Oh, that one was so good.
You little psychopath.
I mean, people should still be excited to see the rave party. I even changed something about it, so...
Oh, did you?
No, just kidding. No,
Okay.
but I just to mention that I love what you did here with the entrance. I think we all agreed, especially I did agree, that I didn't like what I built. I'm still very happy how much you kept from it. So this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a subtle difference.
Yeah, but I like the new version a lot more. So maybe you want to talk about what you did, because I actually was confused at the beginning too, because I mentioned something to you, maybe to fix something which wasn't broken, because of my stupidity. So maybe you talk us through, because I found this pretty interesting. It's really cool. It's a little minor detail which I really love.
What?
The
Can
water
you explain?
one. You basically what you did. You lowered it down, and I was like, hey, there's like a curb missing. But in fact, that's already the lake, so I was a bit confused.
Yeah, I extended the lake into this little area because it didn't make sense for us to have two water features right next to one another. So let's just make it into one big water feature instead.
Really beautiful, Mike.
So you've got this area in which you don't necessarily want to cross because it's full of spiky plants and stuff like that. But if someone or a child was to, they can't necessarily drown in something this shallow.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's a safety kind of railing without actually having a railing, which is awesome. Because you have this fully unobstructed view now.
Yeah, it's so much better. Yeah, you can tell that because it's lowered. It's just such an open viewing, but you still kept it in. So it's I really like it.
Excellent.
I think I also like
Well
the
done.
new color of it a lot more.
Yeah. Getting rid of the purple certainly helped. It made it a little bit of that kind of cadet greenish blue. And it still is colorful and happy and really cool. And again, this is Ricey's font. Ricey's amazing. More on that later. She's actually provided something else for us this week.
Ooh, she
did she?
did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm super excited for that.
She's
So
like
I'm
your
going-
personal PA. It's like
She is doing a little bit of contract work for us right now. But let's go to the right. And so this area has been cleaned up a little bit. And I don't know if we actually showed off this area because it's been done for a while.
I'm not
But
sure.
here are some
maybe
new flower
unintentionally,
beds.
but we didn't. Oh, nice.
I love the
they're
new
a lot more
foliage.
lush. I like it.
Wow.
So really, really colorful. And then when
Really
you come up
nice.
here, you get to go through this area, which is a kind of a glorified walkway.
Oh yeah, we didn't show this, no?
Okay, perfect.
This has
So-
been in here since your last episode, right?
It has, yeah.
The thing is, maybe because people seem to not know that, but Mike is always like working on Koali in between. So as soon as someone uploads the file into the chat and someone is like, hey, I'm going to start, Mike's like, wait a second, I might have done something in between. Could you just take that file instead?
Yeah. Well, it's because there's a lot to do, and a week
That's
is
true.
not enough time.
I actually love that. I love that a lot.
So you have this whole area here, and all these animals are ones that you'll see along this kind of path that you take. And then when you go the other way, you've got animals that you'll see the other way as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
Kind of
Nice
tells you,
feature.
I want to go see
Awesome.
the giant panda, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this road then.
Okay, so here's my question. Is the tapir sign
Nice.
nice?
Well, I didn't put the tapirs in here, actually, unfortunately. I've got some that are broken, I think because I moved the animals out of their pen, their pen of shame, and now the game doesn't recognize that we have those animals anymore.
Oh, and is the game also annoying you the whole... This is why... Oh,
Yeah, but that's
now I
you to
know
blame
it.
because you still didn't build a Chinese pangolin one, did you?
Not yet.
You see? See? So
But
who's
now-
the one to blame here? Who's the one breaking it? Huh?
But now I know why the game always tells me that there are some education boards disconnected. I was like, what the hell is this the whole time telling me? Where are these education...
Why can't the game just give me the animals that I want when I want to show them?
Yeah.
Like, why can't
Yeah.
I just have what I want?
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
weird when you have like a viewing gallery and you intentionally set that up on a higher altitude, for example, and then it's kind of distance-wise closer to another exhibit. It always tells you it's wrong, but it's clearly like you only can see the other animal, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the reason why this is set up this way is because of Rudi, actually. If I just
Hey.
take a little bit of a sweep up, it's actually
Always me.
over a tunnel to get to the backstage
Oh,
area.
Is
I
the
remember that
Archer
tunnel.
still there? Ah, yeah, he's still
Oh.
Archer's still there.
Oh, I like
So
this so
this is the area
much.
that connects to Rudi's lemur house.
there. Oh, wait.
Oh, we
How
got
did
some.
they
Hold
get
on.
there?
I've got a
They are
place for them.
trapped.
Oh, wait, I can't move them. Dang it. All right, I have to do this. Then they
Amazing.
disappear. And put
Interesting.
it back. Can I move these guys? Nope.
So where
don't
do
know how
they
they
go
got
when
here.
they disappear?
They go back to the entrance.
All right.
All right, let's go back to cinematic mode. Whoosh. All right. So yeah, you've got this area that Rudi built in his backstage area for the lemur house, the access road, and so then he created this tunnel. So I just made it actually work. And you've got it. It is about 2 jeeps high, whatever that is. I don't know. I don't know what kind of trucks you would need for the zoo, but this is going to go to this area back here, which is backstage to Sumatra Island. Which, yes, again, it's not done yet, but you can see that things are in motion. things are moving.
I love that you just put down these little signs as like, that's kind of almost like, that's Mike work.
Yes, I'm just saying this is
here.
where that is, and this is where that is.
Wow.
So yeah, that is one little area here, and it kind of cleans it up a little bit, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Mhm, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you really don't notice
Alright.
from the path. It's very well hidden.
That's
I took
exactly
this-
how you would see it in a zoo. Like you mostly
Exactly,
don't
yeah.
see it backstage. So I
Mm-hmm.
really like this. It's
Yeah.
it's really realistic.
So let's go here
That's so
next.
gorgeous. So much more lush now. I really love it.
Yeah, I've been trying to clean up Silv's beautiful little town here.
Oh yeah, I love
And
it.
so-
The new foliage is really fitting.
Yeah, I wanted it to.
I always notice that, you put so much foliage down. I always notice that I'm not brave enough to put down so much foliage. I don't know if it's my mind trying to keep the CPU alive, but I don't know. It's just so much better. You just put so much in it, but it never looks kind of overgrown or like overdone, It's so cool. I love it.
In here, it's really simple. It's what's called a thriller in a design. So something big in the center here, and then you've got filler, which is this. It's actually a Japanese maple, but I'm trying to think of it as like it's like a coleus or something like that. And then you've got a run of
I
these
totally know
purple
what that
flowers, and then a run of smaller flowers there. So if you keep the design going in a pattern like that, it doesn't look too chaotic, even though it's really, really full.
Right. God. Yeah,
Very
it works
beautiful.
really well.
Yeah,
especially for
definitely.
such a narrow strip of land.
Added a few trees and stuff like that. Tried to clean up this area. This will eventually become something. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but it is ripe for use.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh,
here's
I see
the
what you did there.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
That is a
wow.
That's
nice
so
fountain.
cool.
Oh, you even
I
do
love the
work
pipe.
and stuff.
Amazing.
Sylv and I like directly in the pipe.
Wait, what did you put on the flooring of the water? There's something in there. You put like a dark
Yeah, that's
towel?
the glass, the opaque glass, black.
That works so well.
Yeah,
That's really
it works
beautiful.
as kind of like a artificial liner. in
I
there.
love how
Uh-huh.
artificially
almost like-
natural it looks. Like the
Amazing.
whole thing looks very much like, trying to create a natural scene, but you can see it, falling apart at the seams.
I'm sorry, but I must say this is something like I've never seen this done in Planet Zoo that way. It really looks exactly like you say, Sylv. It's really like a man-made zoo-ish lake. You can really tell. I could imagine now the images in my head of how this has been created. How the building site would have looked. Oh, this is so great. I mean, maybe also because we built like 10 pools when I was younger, but yeah. God, this is so good. I
And
also
now
love
the-
these little islands.
Now
Yeah.
that little sign that was in the front, now it is no longer garish and taken
It
away from
really
the rest.
opened the view.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is such
Yeah.
this is such an improvement. It's super cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Can I
Very
also
And
nice.
yeah,
say-
little papyrus islands just to keep it a little interesting in there.
Yeah, it's something that I really
good.
love about it is that it feels so familiar. Also, you remember the pictures that I sent about the Kota Tua, which is like the old town in Jakarta, in Indonesia, where they redid the canal zone a few years back, just a complete revamp, and they also added these floating pathways and planters alongside the edges.
Ooh.
And it kind of reminds me in general of like the same, sort of man-made, engineered, natural scene. It's really cool.
Yeah, it looks really gorgeous. And now it's just finished, right? Like
It's pretty much finished, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
It's the
Yeah,
first
that
part
feels
that's really
good.
finished.
We can actually cross something off the list.
How about no? Rudy's temple is also finished, and your micro house.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Micro house isn't finished anymore.
No, that's true. You
That's
deleted
right, it's
it, and
gone.
Mike has to
The
rebuild
micro
it.
house is gone. All right, and so up here, I wanted to get to the restaurant. It's still a little empty here, but there are things in my head about how we're gonna do this. Don't quite know yet, but we're getting there.
Things in your head. That sounds good. Sounds promising.
And then here is a really cool little thing. This is what I added the last 2 hours. This is an art installation.
Oh,
Wow,
That's really
that
cool.
is
Okay.
so cool. What?
Oh,
Those are
that is-
umbrellas.
Uh-huh.
yeah. Where is that?
Amazing.
Like,
Is that in France?
Yeah,
I
also
remember
in
that
India
being
and-
in
Yeah,
France.
I've
Yeah.
seen a bunch of these as well. That's super cool. It also frames the building
That's
in the back.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Totally. yeah.
Wow. Amazing. How
So
did
it's
you come
supposed-
up with this?
It's supposed to
I mean,
look
seriously.
like we inherited, or we had an artist take an installation and then they changed out the colors because it's for the flamingo area. So it's kind of like this art installation that goes around the world, but then they actually made it a little bit special for us when it
really
came to
cool.
Koali.
That's so cool.
Wow.
That is so cool. Even though I think maybe I'm totally wrong, and people in the comments will tell, but I think wasn't it Israel where the first time they have been created this one road with all these umbrellas, and I guess there was a story to it why it has been done. Maybe people can help us in the comments. I'm sure they will, because I remember there is a good story about this, which could also maybe tie in here nicely with the art story, because I love it. I love the idea that there's just some artist working on it. But yeah, it wasn't Ricey, right?
It was not right. That is coming though. We're getting there. So this area, yep, we still have some work to do there. But hopefully, if you guys have been following the series by now, you understand that we aren't leaving areas ugly. We're going back through and we're making things.
No, we leave it ugly. You make it pretty.
So here's another little planning area. So I had to move the Koali Beach
Memorial.
little model because I have a better idea for it. So
That's even better, yeah.
what if we had a Koali vacation club like Disney has their vacation club? Because now we have 2 resorts. So that's what
Go on.
that's what I think this little area is going to be, with a lot of thatch buildings and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be so cool. And we could use maybe the new DLC that is coming up next week.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm
There's some really nice
curious.
thatch pieces in there.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a great addition to Koali Zoo.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Holy
I already
crap.
love this foliage.
You're kidding. Oh my god, this is so beautiful.
I was looking at it and I was like, wait a second, that hasn't been here, right? Wow. But it feels like it belongs here now. And how, oh god, the different heights and stuff, Mike. I feel the pain.
This was actually really easy. This was not hard at all to make these paths like this. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if I just got lucky or if I've done it so many times that.
But you're
I
back
just-
with your zigzag.
I love my zigzags.
Zigzag.
Because what's really cool is you see the people walk different, especially when this path is heavily congested. You see all this movement back and forth, and it just looks really cool.
It is. Oh, I love the foliage. It looks
So you can see that some
beautiful,
work has
Mike.
happened to the first station here.
I could
my
not
God.
even recognize it. Only when you said the word station, I was like, oh yeah, wait a second.
My head was really trying to process where this is located. Like, where
Yeah,
am I
same.
walking right now? It's like,
Oh, I
I
love how
love those
gentle this
signs.
slope is.
there is Ricey.
This is very
Is that
wheelchair
Ricey?
accessible.
No, this is not Ricey yet.
Oh, Mike, good job. I like them.
Thank
They're
you.
so
There's
simple. That's
there's
good.
your lovely Baird's tape here. Do you remember
Oh.
what the name of the perfect one is? The inconceivable.
Yeah, it's some Russian name.
The Immaculate Conception.
It's some Russian name. I cannot recall something like that.
This is
No,
where
no,
we
no,
can
no.
dedicate
Wow.
really cool people who are making awesome comments or have commented on almost all of our stuff or are making stuff for us, or if there's just certain things that we're inspired by. This is a dedication plaza.
Oh wow.
And there she is.
Aww.
Because
How cool.
she's making stuff like this. Custom signs for us.
Oh my god.
That is gorgeous. That
This
is
is
awesome.
Wow.
Here we are. This finally looks like it actually makes sense.
Wow.
That is so cool. I love this
Koali sky
design.
track.
It has so much to it.
This is gorgeous.
And then this thing actually
And
hooks
even,
up.
even the staircase and stuff looks good. Even though it's like very
Incredible.
simple, but it's
Wow.
So
but
there's a
that
little
sign
bit,
though.
little bit of a filter there, so people can't drop stuff on people.
That is incredible.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good.
It's not like that she can also build these signs. No, she always incorporates also little details that really fit to the ride or the build itself.
Yep.
Like she did these little 2 rails in there, like
Mm-hmm.
which resemble the 2 tracks. Oh, I love that. It's such a
So
great
good.
detail. She even put like 2 cars on it, if I see that correctly.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like
Was that what
two-
those are?
Oh
Yeah,
that
these
makes
are 2
sense.
cars, you know.
Oh. I
Oh,
finally
that's
understand what
so
those are
good.
now.
Oh man, you see, that's one of the advantages working in an agency and working with creatives each and every day. You see those things.
That's awesome.
It's one
Yeah,
of these
better.
one of these good things. Oh, that looks
Incredible.
awesome. Go.
Yeah.
What did she use
Oh, the
though,
lighting on that
to
is-
make this Koali like freestanding? What is that?
They're all light switches.
Oh sure, yeah, okay, I should have known
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Wow.
It really,
Light
those letters
switches.
really remind me, by the way, of the Koali Beach logo
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
because of the color. I think.
Yeah.
No, it's.
Maybe
isn't it
that's
the
where
same
Ricey got
font?
the inspiration.
That's looking absolutely insane.
What I really
Oh,
love
wow, that
is
viewing
how
is so
your
good.
building just comes up over
Oh
the,
yeah.
That
the
is
sight
beautiful.
lines. They're so good.
And then on the left hand side, that's the restaurant, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh god, Really, I have to really process where we are. This is so good. Oh, this is like the joy of collaborating is also to always discover new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
There's a dodo
Yeah,
bird there.
well, this is definitely like exploring all the new things. Every time I just walk around in Koali Zoo, I see something new. Like, oh my goodness, Mike did this too. Oh my goodness, Mike did that too. It's incredible.
So we have a working waypoint sign here. It actually points to the correct things. It has all the good stuff on it. I know we have a ton of waypoints all around the zoo, and none of them actually point to anything. We'll get to it later. Here is a really interesting little area. Because
is this another bridge crossing?
To jump out of. What's that?
Oh no, I see.
Yeah, it's a road crossing.
Really cool.
Oh really?
Oh,
and that makes sense.
We didn't have
really
any
makes
access
a
for
lot of
this
sense.
restaurant, so we needed to get access somehow.
Yeah.
And so I thought the best way to do it would be, instead of doing another tunnel, which we didn't have room for, just do it across the way and kind of take the same idea from like Disney or Universal and just build a themed gate.
Yeah.
So that it shows kind of through, and then they can open it up when they need to.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh man, that looks so gorgeous.
I love the trellis structures too.
That's
They're a really
beautiful.
nice touch.
I really would love to see. Sorry, I just need to jump in with that, but I really would love to see Frontier tackling the idea of guest gates and staff gates even more. Like we have so many ingredients already there. I just would love that they would do it. You know. I would
Agreed.
totally even kind of buy or pay for like a complete Backstage stuff DLC or whatever,
That
where you
would
get
be
like
so
stuff,
useful, wouldn't it?
stuff vehicles, for example. So if you, in case you have like your center with all the like in the actual game, you cannot do this. You cannot build like a center where all the facilities are, and from there people would go to the exhibits. That's not going to work in Planet Zoo. You need to be
Right.
very close to keep the distances short. So it would be super good to have like kind of a trade-off, you know, have a longer distance but then have a car, which is more expensive potentially, but if you can afford it, that would be great. So that would be next level simulation. I would love to see that.
Yeah, it would
Alright,
be
well,
awesome.
you put that in the request form. See if we can get it.
I did that now.
Not really
so
sure if they will, but you could always try.
So here is another awkward area. I'll go up again, so to kind of get you an idea of where we are now. So we started down here, and we moved our way
okay.
all the way up, and then we're over here now, basically over by the micro house. And
Oh, it's
your
back!
lovely
Wow,
tapir.
you did that fast.
Which one?
The micro
micro house.
house.
Oh, the micro house. Yeah, I put it back. Because of course it was removed. I'm a really good actor, aren't I?
But I saw you, you did some better work now with the foliage around, and also there are some new pathways. So you did a better job on this one now.
Absolutely. So let's drop down back into it. So this area I thought would be a good kind of area because it's an odd shape. So it'd be a good place to have a few like drinks or food and like a covered dining sort of thing. And I really thought what we need like small bandstands. We need to have like a local flair. And this is kind of the perfect space for it too. Just to have something small, like a local band that can come in and I don't know what Indonesian music sounds like.
Yeah,
I'm struggling here.
Play whatever instruments they have.
Whatever. Exactly. And then here, just because I like to torture myself, I've got a little ramp down here just to make sure that everything's ADA compliant. Because I know people are now looking at that.
I'm sorry for always pointing that out.
So I love this little detail. I've got this giant tamarind here, and I've got the stones lifting up, and you can kind of see the roots coming through. I just thought that was a nice little kind of narrative thing that happens sometimes
really good.
when old areas are kind of left.
It's really nice what you did with those pillars. Really good.
Thank you. All right, and now Rudi's area. This is going to get another ricey sign. In fact, 2 areas around here are going to get ricey signs. But I changed the design of this a bit because if we go way, way up, you can see that I've used paths to show like a continuous line so that when you're on them, you should know where you are in the zoo. You should know if you reach this hexagon path that you're either really close to the entrance or you're kind of in the center part of the lower part of the zoo.
Which makes total sense, yeah.
Because it's a freaking large zoo. Look at this thing. My goodness.
It's huge, but
I had to
getting
do a
there.
little bit of cleanup here, and so I have it going straight into your tapir exhibit and the Highland Trail all together. So all this is opened up now, and if you want to get back, you've got this tiny little gravel trail to get back to the other side.
That makes total sense. It's just basically this ugly little backside wall which has gone and will not be missed at all. So that's totally fine. Yeah, I think now that basically because we had no area, I just kind of deconnected it from a little bit of landscaping and stuff because we didn't know what goes there. But that's like the logic thing to disable and to kind of destroy. So totally fine. No issues here. I think it looks good now with the pavilion. It almost looks like one.
Excellent. Yeah, now you come down here and you've got these kind of large, small trees. If that makes any sense. Oversized large trees.
Small trees, yeah.
Or oversized small trees, yeah. And then you've got your entrance straight into the micro house. So now everything's connected a little bit better. And now you've also got this arm that can go out to wherever. I don't know what's going to happen on this side of the zoo, but I'm just leaving it up to anybody that wants to work on it.
Yeah, we have plenty of stuff still to do. It's good, like you don't have to work too much anymore, Mike.
There's still a lot to do. There's still a lot to do. Like all these little backstage areas, they're very cool, but they take up so much time. I actually have a staff building in here so it functions. And that's where a lot of the time went this week, is just a lot of restructuring, as I always do. I think I can't go a week without restructuring something. I think I'd lose my mind.
I think you did a great job. Like the entrance looks gorgeous, and that whole area towards that station is just, it's really good. I love it.
I can only agree.
I really love it. It's super
amazing,
inspiring.
Wonderful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, and I also did something in your panda habitat too.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh
There's
yeah,
another
that's
rave
right.
area.
You shared a picture of it. You made it more dense.
Legitimately just added more bamboo just to make this shadier side look more foresty.
Oh, that's so
It's
nice.
really
That's what we talked about
nice.
last time. I remember. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
really good.
You only added that bamboo. That's it.
That's pretty much it. Maybe some marula, but that's basically it. I only add about 2 plants in here.
It makes
Wow.
a huge difference.
You can tell.
crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it makes that whole side of the temple very lush. And this path is really cool too. I don't know what it's going to be, but it kind of gives you an idea. You can't see the pandas necessarily. I'm sure people will still try to look there and then complain that the view is terrible. But you know, that's just how the game works. But this
Yeah,
area
but
is
it
beautiful.
wasn't really like the outside wasn't really the intention of like for the view. So the best view is supposed to be from the building.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it is. It whoa. Where am I?
What?
There we go.
Oh wow!
From the building, you definitely have a great
Very,
view.
very strange for a second.
You get stuck into
From
a wall.
inside the building.
Yeah, this is still the awesome view.
So good.
Yeah, I love it.
The building is starting to look really
Well,
cool as well
It's
with
really
all of the
good.
foliage around it. Like it's really in its context now.
Yep.
It looks super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
From this
Yeah.
perspective right here.
Definitely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
God, this aerial is
Definitely.
really
So
cool.
good. You can
All
actually
right,
pick
Silv.
this is picture perfect.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You're
Oh,
next.
damn.
It's gorgeous. What are you gonna do, Silv? Are you
Yeah,
gonna
you've got
use
any idea?
an animal from the South America pack?
I'm not even sure if my
Oh, right,
computer's
you
gonna
have to
survive
see.
this park. I'm gonna look at that first.
Oh god, that's
Oh, yeah.
true.
Like otherwise my like ultimate plan B is to just open up an empty sandbox park and start building some buildings, you know, figuring out where I want things to go and then just plopping down some buildings and hoping that somebody wants to take care of the landscaping and putting them into their right place, but we'll see. I really have no idea yet. I am
I am so sorry, Silv. I didn't.
sorry for what.
I've thrown so much foliage in here, it doesn't
Oh,
work anymore.
no, really? No, it works better than it ever did. Like, I'm super happy with how it looks now. It's really cool.
No, I mean,
Oh, in
functionally,
that
your
sense.
computer doesn't work
Oh.
anymore.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
We absolutely do. I mean, above all, your architecture is what makes these vistas so incredible.
Thank you.
So we need you.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need you.
No, but in
No
that sense, I'm
option.
still in a privileged position that like architecture is my shtick, because at least it's something that you can decently blueprint, you know, or at least experiment in a sandbox park and then just do the last few steps in the file. So I'll have some play around with what's possible.
That is the name of the game, is filling in the gaps. That is what this zoo is right now.
But wow, the zoo is already really dense and it's coming together nicely. It's not looking
No,
as
and I'm
empty
starting
anymore.
to love the layout.
No, not too
It has a
bad.
really cool organic feel to the layout.
Even though there is, if I'm looking at it right now, well, maybe not. I was just to say that there is a little bit of a deconnection between the panda house and the monkey area, but it's that little trail in between, and you have the monorail. So that's what
And yeah,
definitely
we can
connecting it.
We can always put in another conveyance to get over to primate land too.
Yeah, but for the moment, I think I like that a lot. If the Asian area is getting a lot more also interesting animal-wise, that's gonna be a bit more of a crowded area anyways. And then we have something more natural in between, which still is quite open, that valley over there. So I'm really curious to see how this works together with the waterfall and stuff.
I mean, I might want to see some jaguars up here in like a jungly kind of setting. That would be really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Big
excited
cats.
for the jaguars.
I know. Who's going to take the jaguars?
I feel like Lady wants to have them the most.
Yeah, I guess she is.
I would love. I can't wait. Yeah.
All right, that's settled.
I love kitties.
I'd be very okay with that. I just don't want the frog.
Oh, poor frog.
Nobody
Why
wants
not?
the
You can
frog.
build a micro house for them.
another giant domed building.
And again, something for me to delete. That's great.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna end it here. Thank you all for watching. We'll be on Silv's channel next week, barring any sort of changes. I don't know.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't have many events coming up in my social life in the next week, so should be good to go.
All right. Awesome. So we're just gonna send him a list of everything that we need done.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Again, next video is gonna be on Silv's channel, and hope to see you guys next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.
See you later, guys.
Bye.